My starting place for a healthier form of masculinity is this: do no harm, care for, and protect others. But Ted, you might say, what does that mean? Well, thanks for asking. The do no harm part is taken from medicine and the Hippocratic Oath. It's just that: don't harm others. This means physically, emotionally, spiritually, or otherwise. And this also includes being nice in the comment sections. It's a simple idea, but hard in practice if we really extend it, as we should try. We'll never do it perfectly, but what's important is progress, not perfection. Do no harm is also an attempt as an antidote to the toxic or impossible masculinity that has so harmed men and those that they are in relationship with. Care for and protecting others. This is the softer side we men need to explore. I've taken this from Joe Earlham, former NFL player and coach, who mentors young men on his teams with an alternative version of masculinity. He teaches them that your role as a man is not defined by your athletic prowess, your sexual conquests, or your material gain. It's defined by your ability to love and be loved. That feels profound coming from a former NFL player. Care, care for others also means care for ourselves. That's another aspect of the work that we need to do as men. And it can be liberating. It means learning to name and express our feelings beyond just rage, which is often the only socially acceptable emotion men are allowed to have. Now, this gets tricky because we receive mixed messages on this one. We men are told we need to express our feelings, but then when we do, we're told, wait, stop taking up space. That space should go to people who've been traditionally marginalized by patriarchy. Thing is, it's sort of true. But we still need to express our feelings. It's both and, not either or. A contradiction to an extent. A paradox, for sure. And I keep quoting Carl Jung on this, that paradox is the only way we can truly incorporate the complexity of life. Care for self, expressing emotions, also gets tricky because, again, mixed messages from partners, even female partners, who might feel that men shouldn't do this, that men need to be stoic, that they need to lead. Again, this can be frustrating because it can feel like as men we can't win because of all these mixed messages. But it's more yes and. It's learning to balance the paradox of all these things. Finally, protection. I come back to protection as a principle of masculinity because I think it's noble and it lends itself to our biology. Traditionally, men are, on average, bigger and stronger than women. And, well, what do we do with this? There are exceptions, as always. I have had my ass handed to me in MMA by plenty of women. But in general, this protector of life role is unique to us as men in the same way that creating life is unique to women. So I posit that using our strength, using our aggression, our competitiveness, even our biological, neurological tendencies to be less emotional than our female counterparts, again, on average, channeling all this into being protectors of life, I think gives us a constructive purpose. Now, caveat, I don't think protecting life is something that men have a monopoly on. Like I've said before, no gender has a monopoly on virtue. And what better example of protection and love than a mama bear protecting her cubs? But protecting life as our larger purpose, as a principle, I've borrowed from my mentor, Jack Oban. He's a former Marine who's contributed a great deal to developing guidance in the Marine Corps on their ethics for combat. I'll talk more about him in later videos. But as we move forward in a changing world amidst evolving notions of masculinity and femininity, we have freedom to craft what works for us and what works for those we're in a relationship with in a wider society. These principles have worked for me. Maybe they'll work for you. Let me know what you think in the comments.